What if there was a podcast where one NFL legend talked about football? What about two NFL legends? This is Wideout's World, where the gridiron comes alive. NFL legends, Irving Fryar and Michael Timpson, breaking down the game from the ultimate insider perspective. Game recaps, upcoming previews, and exclusive analysis straight from the minds of those who've been in the trenches. Wideout's World. Let's do it.
Are you ready for some football?
We're ready for some football, baby.
Ready for some football, baby. I just don't get
Let's
enough of
do
that
it.
intro and the
Let's
outro.
do it.
Yeah.
Let's
What's going
do
on,
it.
everybody? Yeah. I'm Irving Fryar. That's my co-host over there, Michael Timpson. This is Wideout's World, WOW. Wow. We are back for another episode. We will be talking about Week 8. Doing a recap. Week 8, certain games.
Moving right along.
Yeah. It's the season's flying by, man. Good gracious. Yeah. I don't remember it flying by like that when we were playing.
No.
It just it was a grind when you're
Like
playing.
dog
but
years.
yeah, it didn't go by that fast. Now it's flying by. Almost halfway through, or about halfway through. What they got? 17 games. Almost halfway through. This is week 9 coming up, and we just finished week 8. Listen, we got Eddie Casper and Billy Bell having a contest. Billy Bell, Eddie Casper said Eddie Casper was logged on when we were doing the countdown. He said, welcome, Mr. T and Irv, you're Mr. T. And he said, Billy Bell will only beat me once logging on.
Okay.
You guys are funny. Happy Monday to you as well. Thank you, everybody. If you're watching right now, please write your name in the comments so we know you're watching, so we can give you a shout out and show you how much we appreciate you joining us and supporting us every week here on Mondays at 7 p.m. right here on YouTube and Facebook page, my Facebook page, Wideout's World.
Hey, man, where you going with your Kango? You know, you don't wear LL Cool J. You got your Kango on. Where you going?
Well,
everybody don't know about the Kango. Where you going?
No, they don't know about the Kango. That's why I'm bringing it back. So I'm just trying to, I'm trying to look presentable all the time. That's all. I just want to look presentable.
Okay.
I get older, so I care more about how I look now. You're fighting age as you get older. So and it's a losing battle because you're going to keep getting older. But I'm trying to do the best I can.
Okay, but you went old school. You trying to stop from getting old, but you went old school, so you need to go younger.
No. I am old school, so we're gonna do the old school, but we're gonna do it the right way.
Okay.
Old school the right way. Yeah.
Okay. I love it.
Old school
That'll
never did. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate it. So listen, another exciting week. Some instances it was exciting, but in some cases or some games weren't so exciting. You got anything for NFL news? We always start out with NFL news, beginning of the show. What you got for NFL news this week?
I got a couple.
I'll start
first with I got a. Are we limited? Are you limited?
No, we're never limited, but I hope you don't step on my toes.
Okay. All right. So here's my first one is, as you're well familiar with, is the tush push. It's back in the news. So
it's always been in the news.
Well, it left for a minute. It wasn't as popular. But just this past game, when they had the fumble and the the Giants player took the ball when Hurts went across the line, trying to get the first down, and he ripped it out of his hands, and they didn't give it to him. And so that started the whole thing up again. Yeah. So now, you know how I feel about the tush push. It's not a football play. Number 2, I think somebody's going to get hurt. I just think somebody's going to get hurt.
Well, as much as they've been doing it, nobody got hurt.
Well,
nobody
you
got
don't know
hurt.
that because have you ever been in under one of them piles?
No, I haven't. But if somebody had gotten hurt,
you never
up to this
recovered a
point,
fumble. You never recovered a fumble and was on that pile and everybody jumped on you. It has to feel that way. Even worse, you got all those bodies on there. You got like a 2-ton truck on there. All those. It's a lot of weight.
But wait a minute. As much as there was protest and debate about the tush push this offseason, if someone had gotten hurt, they would have presented their case against the tush push. But nobody's ever gotten hurt.
No. Somebody got hurt on the Eagles. They're not going to say anything. And not
What?
only that, you don't know where there's lingering effects from being at the bottom
Lord
of the
have
pile.
mercy. You know what? You get lingering effects just from playing football.
So you never know.
You just get lingering effects. You and I both know that. You get lingering effects just from running on that turf that we played on. Shoot, lingering effects.
So tush push is back in spotlight.
But I do think.
Okay, so do you agree with the call? Was the call crap?
No, and that's what I was going to go to. There were a couple of calls in that game that went for the Eagles that I did not agree with. That touchdown in the end zone, there we go. They're against Quinyon Mitchell. Mm-hmm. They were hand checking all the way down the field. Both of them. Yeah. Quinyon was pulling on the receiver, and they called a pass interference on the receiver and took the touchdown away from the Giants. Not that I wanted them to get the touchdown, but I thought that call was absolutely wrong. And then also with the tush push, I believe because the referee is supposed to blow the whistle when forward momentum stops.
Right.
And Jalen had not stopped yet, and he was reaching the ball out to try to get it beyond, where they were trying to get was it first down or touchdown? It was first down, right? Oh, it was touchdown. It was first down to get the first down. And he fumbled the ball. They took the ball away. And that's right. It was a first down because if he had reached across the goal line, once the ball reaches across the goal line and it's in his hands, it's a touchdown. Play is over. But with a first down like that out in the field, it's when his forward momentum stops, and he was reaching the ball out trying to get the first down. So, yeah, that was a bad call. We got all kinds of stuff going on in NBA. I believe some of that stuff goes on in the NFL as well.
This is true.
Because there's so many obviously bad calls.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's some.
You can't tell me, because now that, when this whole investigation with the NBA, and they're talking about the mafia, you can't tell me with all this betting going, all these ads and everything. I mean, it's so popular now. You can't tell me the mob and the mafia don't have their hand in every sport. You can't tell me that.
They opened the Pandora's box when they made gambling legal. And like you said, the mafia is gambling. They were gambling anyway when it was illegal. So now that they opened the door for them, they got their hands in all the pots. And there's so much money involved with it. You can't convince me. Now, like, I think I might have said this. I didn't say it last week, but I've said this on other shows. I don't think players necessarily are gambling, the ones who are actually out there playing. But when you talk about coordinators, you talk about referees, umpires, maybe a kicker, because you don't know if a kicker misses a kick or not on purpose. You don't.
You went to the kickers.
You don't. A kicker can be on the take and you not know it because you don't know. I mean, they miss kicks all the time. And you don't know if they did it on purpose or not.
Okay, what if I overthrow a receiver?
Well, that too. That can be the case. Or I can drop a ball. Or I could drop a ball.
You can go to each one.
Yeah. So
it's a mess, man.
Miss a block.
It's a mess. It's a mess.
Once it's almost like NIL to a certain extent.
Yeah.
You open up that door. And now you can't shut it. It's a flood.
Now you watch how many times tonight on the Monday night game you see ads for gambling.
All through the whole game. That's all they do. They have podcasts.
So who you think? Who you think
they have podcasts for gambling? We should have.
Who do you think paying the bill?
The gamblers. Listen, we should have somebody on our show that will give everybody a heads up and what the odds are and what the over and under is and all that kind of stuff. Some of these podcasts that I know guys do, former players that I know, some of their sponsors are betting entities.
Big time.
Yep. So it's crazy. It's crazy. It's a mess. So what's your other one?
So last week I was listening to the conference, the press conference with Aaron Glenn, and I cringed the whole time because they asked him about who's going to be the starting quarterback for this week that just went by.
Right.
And he gave them this flippant answer. And I'm sitting here like, no, don't do that. I mean, he was giving this flippant answer. I don't want to tell you. It's my business and I don't have to tell you. And I'm sitting here like, you don't do that at the New York media and you're over. You're over. I'm like, don't do that. Because I mean, right now he has 1 foot out the door, 1 foot in the door.
Well, they just won. They did just win.
They did win.
He got his first win. Yeah.
New York is unforgiving. I just wish he would just be a little bit more agreeable, not to give away anything, but when you flip it like that with that New York media, it just doesn't go over well. And I'm hoping for that he'll make it to the second year. But with the way things are going now, they'll pull the rug on you real quick.
Yeah.
And so I just don't want him to give them any added ammunition.
Well,
that right there. Go ahead. Irv.
No, I was gonna say he should know better because he played there.
Yeah. But now you the head man in charge. It's a little bit different.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. But they also, I think they're mandated to, give that type of information by a certain point in the week, by a certain day, by the end of a certain day in the week. They have to report who's going to play, injury reports, all that, who's not going to play, those kinds of things.
You know why?
Because of betting. Because of the
bettors.
Because of betting, yes. Because of the betting. Because of the money. Yes, sir.
Which leads me to the other thing. So the news of the week was this week with Lamar Jackson. Because remember what they said, I think Friday he was questionable.
Right.
And they said Saturday he was going to play. And then the next thing you know, they said, no, he's not going to play.
It moved the line. It moved the betting line for sure. Once they said he wasn't going to play, it moved that betting line. I think they were favored by like 6 or 7 points. And then when they said he wasn't going to play, it moved the betting line to 1. They were plus 1.
So guess what? The NFL said? Well, we need to look into that. You know why? Because the mob was over here telling them, hey, y'all need to take care of that.
Hey. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if the mafia is involved in betting with the NBA. Of course, football is bigger than the NBA. I'm sure, almost positive. I don't know anybody, but it would not surprise me at all if they had their hands in that as well.
Donatello's over there telling them, "Hey, place this bet on the boys.
Guido,
win.
Guido,
yeah, they're gonna win. They're gonna win."
Oh Lord. Okay, so my is that it? That's all I
got, brother.
That's all you got.
All I got.
So my NFL news of the week is this. Daniel Jones. First of all, who'd have thunk 8 games into the season that the Colts would have the best record in the NFL? I don't care what bettors. none of the bets would. Nobody would have bet that. Nobody that the Colts with Daniel Jones. Man, Daniel Jones, he is the perfect story of a high draft pick that gets drafted onto a team that's not beneficial to him, that almost messes him up. And he ends up going to another team, getting a breath of fresh air, getting born again, and blossoms like Daniel Jones is. I mean, he had all those different coaches. Let me see. I got all this stuff written down. So his first 6 seasons in New York, he had 3 head coaches. Pat Shermer. What's his?
Shermer?
Pat Shermer. I'm sorry. Yeah, I wrote it wrong. Pat Shermer, Joe Judge, and Dable. Those were his 3 coaches. He had 4 offensive coordinators his 6 seasons in New York. Mike Shula, Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett was horrible. He was a horrible head coach. Freddie Kitchens and Mike Kafka. Listen, this cat is killing it. He was a sporadic, ineffective, fumble-prone signal caller with the Giants. We laughed him. We laughed at him. Now this cat is on pace. He's had career highs in completion percentage, yards per attempt, and passing yards. He has a career high right now, 71% completion rate. That's the 5th highest in the NFL. He has a 71 going into week 8. He had a 71%. And, they jacked up the Titans, just mauled them. That's 5th in the NFL. 101 first downs, and he's only behind Patrick Mahomes, who has 110 first downs, and Justin Herbert, who has 102. That's going into week 8. Third place in first downs.
So is
6
he your
games.
MVP?
He has
Is he
6.
your MVP?
No.
Is he your MVP?
No. I'm just giving him a shout out because who'd have thunk?
Yeah.
Who'd have thunk? I mean, he went to the Vikings when he left the Giants, and now he's with Indianapolis. Who'd have thunk that he'd be on top? Shane Steichen's got that cat working, man.
Yeah.
He a great developer. He did a great job when he was with Philadelphia with Jalen Hurts. But Shane Steichen, he knows something that other folk don't know. 6 games. Daniel Jones has 6 games with a 100-plus passer rating. That's tied for the most in the NFL. He only had 5 games like that in his last 2 seasons with the Giants.
Yeah.
So something is clicking, man. He's been sacked. The offensive line is obviously doing a great job. Didn't have that, particularly his last couple of years with the Giants. He's been sacked the fewest amount of times than anybody in the NFL. 6 times. Been sacked 6 times.
That's what Eddie Casper said. He has an O-line finally. He has an O-line.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got an O-line. So my hat's off to him. He's doing great with the play action, throwing short passes because he's got Jonathan Taylor who's running up and down the doggone field. Just I think he had an 80-yard run the other day or yesterday. That's the running back.
But think about it, Irv. I'm gonna give you a common denominator. Guess who else was like that? Sam Donald. And he was playing with the Jets.
Yeah.
He was with the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of got reborn in Minnesota. Now he's doing okay in Seattle.
Yep.
But there's something about quarterbacks in New York.
You think so?
Those two, think back. The last great one that came through New York.
Joe Namath.
That's Joe Namath.
No. What you call him for the Giants?
Eli?
Eli. Eli Manning.
Consider Eli great? Well, he got a couple. Was 2 Super Bowls?
Yeah, he got and he's probably going to be in the Hall of Fame at some point.
But it says something about New York. It's hard, man. As a quarterback in New York to make it there.
Yeah,
you either got it or you don't, and they'll make sure you know about it. So that's interesting. I thought about Sam Donald in New York with the Jets. That's all. So that's a great point that you made, though.
Because listen, I was throwing salt.
Yeah, you were. With
Daniel Jones' way as well. I just because he was horrible. I mean, we know he didn't have much help, but he was not helping himself either. But I mean, it's obvious now that he's got talent. It's obvious what was not working to his benefit was obviously the offensive line and the coaching. His coaches were not putting him in a position to do what he can do. And Shane Steichen is doing a great job. Like I said, a lot of play action. I think they run more play action plays than any other team in the NFL right now.
But let's not leave out the most important thing that he has. Man,
offensive line.
Dynamic
running
game.
Yes.
With offensive line, obviously. Yeah. But he has a dynamic back. I mean, that brother ain't playing.
He had Saquon Barkley.
Well, but he had a bad line.
Right.
So now he has a line and he has a back. He has a good OC head coach. So there you go.
Yeah.
Good recipe.
But I thought that when I'm like, wait a minute. The Indianapolis Colts are 7-1.
Are they Super Bowl? Are they going to the Super Bowl? I hear a lot of that talk.
I don't think you hear talk about Indianapolis going to the Super Bowl.
Yes, I do. Wow.
Yeah. I was shocked when I realized they're 7-1 and have the best record in the NFL. That shocked me because nobody predicted that. Nobody even brought that up and hasn't brought it up. I mean, even when you're looking at, the weekly reports and things that people talk about from week to week in the NFL, nobody's really talking about the Indianapolis Colts.
No. Well, and I'm sure they like it that way. They're going to sneak up on everybody. Right. And kind of try and surprise everybody. So, hey, like you say, hats off to them. They're doing a good job. So we'll see.
All right, let me see. Richard Melton is watching. I agree. Danny Dynamite. He calls him Danny Dynamite. Daniel Jones is balling. I just say.
Wait a minute. You had a Richard sighting? Richard
Melton's in the he been ghosted the last couple of weeks, but he's in the house right now. He said, I agree. Danny Dynamite. He calls him Danny Dynamite. Daniel Jones is balling. I just say unsustainable. Prove it.
Right.
Postseason.
I agree.
Well, yeah, I don't think they're going to the Super Bowl, but I mean, obviously he's playing better. It's obvious that he's playing better. When you look at pass percentages, and he's high up in the top 5 in the NFL, and it's a passing league. Yeah, Shane Steichen has, I think he's a really, really good coach. He's proving himself, and he'll probably be around for a long time in the NFL.
Now their next game is at Pittsburgh.
Right.
After Pittsburgh got shellacked, that might not be a good game for them. So we're gonna find out.
It'll be a telltale.
Now they got to go outside. They got to go to Pitt.
Well,
Pittsburgh.
We'll see. We keep our eye on that game for next week. See what happens with Daniel Jones and Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Listen, I was so hard on him. I want him to win. I want him to go into Pittsburgh and win. I want him. Yeah, I want him to do well and prove people wrong. Prove me wrong. He's proven me wrong so far. I thought, he'd do like Carson Wentz. Wherever he goes, he's going to be a flop.
Be nice. Carson Wentz have to have shoulder surgery, so be nice.
Carson Wentz is horrible.
Okay.
He's horrible. Yeah, have your shoulder surgery and get well. But my gosh, my goodness.
Okay.
My goodness.
Moving right along.
Big Josh in Buffalo needs to sustain also. That's Billy Bell saying that. Who's your top 3 receivers of this week? You know what? We only had one receiver. Man. I mean, there was a tight end. There was only one receiver that caught more than 100 yards of balls.
It was a crap week.
It was
a crap week.
It was. I'm searching, trying to make stuff up. I had to my 3. I had to make some stuff up. I just did. I made. So
this is Wideout's world. So where we highlight wide receivers and we talk from a wide receiver perspective. Mm-hmm. This was a rough week, man.
It was.
Okay, here's my number 3. My number 3 is Waddle from the Dolphins. 34-10 win at Atlanta. He had 5 catches for 99 yards, 1 TD. I mean, he made the plays. They looked decent. Atlanta just shocked me because I'm like, okay, this is not the same team that we saw a week or so ago.
Yeah.
And but the Dolphins came out and put it on. My number 2 is Michael Pittman. Somebody has to be catching the balls outside of the tight end Warren, Penn Stater, with Indianapolis. And so Michael Pittman is my number 2.
I think he's spreading it around too. I think he's spreading the ball around quite a bit. That sounds like Shane Steichen.
Yeah. Okay. So 8 catches for 95 yards, 1 touchdown, longs to 21. My number 1 is Rome Odunze from Chicago. 7 catches for 114, 0 TDs. So before you go though, here's my issue. This was National Tight End Week. The tight end from Green Bay.
From Green Bay, yeah.
He led the league. Mm-hmm. He had 7 catches for 134, 140 something yards. I mean, he led all the receivers.
He had 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. Doggone tight end. Mm-hmm. So hats off to the tight ends. They did their thing. But I'm gonna give you one last stat. Jamar Chase had 12 catches last week for 91 yards in a loss against the Jets. So remember the week before, you and I talked and said giving the quarterback a chance to get his feet up on him. There's dinking, dunking, doing these short passes. There's a problem, man. 12 catches. They're throwing in the ball. 91 yards.
Yeah, I get 12 catches, Doc. I'm going to almost have 200 yards, and I'm going to have a couple touchdowns. 12 catches?
12 catches. Jamar Chase. I'm saying like, man, he's just dinking and dunking because this is, ooh. So anyway, that was interesting when I was looking at the receivers for this week that I saw his stats. And I know he probably cursing everybody.
But you know what, Mike, that's the day and times in which the NFL is in right now. It's the dink. I mean, that's how Tom Brady made his living. Dinking and dunking. He threw the ball down the field every now and then, but most of the time he's throwing those 7-yard routes, 8-yard routes, quick outs, quick over the middle. That was his game. That was his bread and butter. And a lot of offenses.
Yes, to Wes Welker, people in the slot, that type of thing.
Right,
But when he
right.
threw that ball deep, it was Randy Moss.
Well,
Big
yeah,
play.
yeah, but
So
Randy Moss
I'm just saying,
wasn't with him the whole time.
no. But the big plays are just missing. And for somebody of Jamar Chase's stature,
Right.
Justin Jefferson's stature, we've become accustomed to seeing the big plays. So,
Or just even having, and that's why sometimes I will mention, what their yards per catch average was for the day, because, back in the day when we played, usually, I think out of all the passes I caught throughout my career, I had like a 17-yard average, 18-yard average out of all those passes, 800 and some, almost 900 passes that I caught. And I averaged over 17 yards. But you don't see that today. Guys will catch balls and they'll have a 10-yard average or an 11-yard average, which, again, that's how the game has changed. They're running different kinds of routes and they're throwing shorter passes, not a lot of long passes. We still do see the bombs. We do still see, the arc throws, and it's real pretty, but it doesn't happen as much as it used to. Doesn't happen as much as it used to. So I have the same three guys, just in a different order. So Rome Odunze from Chicago, he's my number 3. All right, 7 catches. He's my number 3.
3?
Yeah, watch. I'm gonna tell you why. Obviously, they lost to the Ravens, 30-16, 7 receptions, 10 targets, 114 yards, 0 TDs. He can't be first, Mike, because he didn't have any TDs. You made that rule.
Wait, this was a rough week, man.
You made that rule,
rough week.
but you made that rule.
But I had to make an exception because it was tight end week, and they whooped us. But go ahead.
So, no TDs, 7 first downs, which is that's impressive. 16.3 yard average per catch. So it's his second year as a wideout, and so he got over 100 yards for the second time. This is his first time getting it since week 2. He's got 31 catches right now, 473 yards, and 5 touchdowns on 56 targets through the first 7 games. That's why
you did a lot of work for number 3. You did a lot of work for number 3.
I do a lot of work for all my receivers. He's number 3. I'm going to tell you why Pittman. Pittman is my number 2. Michael Pittman from the Colts. Number 2, obviously, they beat the Titans, beat the draws off the Titans. 8 receptions, 9 targets, 95 yards, 1 TD, 5 first downs. So this was a season high for him, which matches a career high for him. He has 6 touchdowns so far during the season, which matches his previous career high from 2021. So he's improving. He's getting better. He's got 6 touchdowns. His season high was in 2021 with 6 touchdowns, and he's done it so far in 9 fewer games. So he's having a career season for himself. Second round draft choice, 2020 from USC. Pittman's number 2. Now my number 1 is Jalen Waddle. They beat the Falcons, 5 catches, 6 targets. Yeah, he's my number 1. Watch this. He got a touchdown, 99 yards and a touchdown, 4 first downs, a 19.8 yard average. Here's why he's number 1 for me. He caught that big 43-yard touchdown in the latter part of the third quarter. But he stepped up. All the junk and all the mess and all the talk that's been going on down in Miami, firing the coach and two and coach going back and forth, outing each other out, talking about each other, bad mouthing. He stayed focused. He has stayed focused, and he's getting the job done. And he's always been that way. My hat is off to him, because even when Tyreek Hill was there and Tyreek was, acting a fool or whatever he was doing, being the focus, you never heard anything from Waddle. It's almost like Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown for the Eagles. When A.J.'s doing his stuff and acting up, you don't hear anything from Devontae. Devontae just goes out and plays. So in the midst of all the mess, Jalen Waddle is able to focus and still get the job done. That's, there's a lot of different variables that go into playing any professional sport. And when you can focus like that and help your team and go out and get a win like that, nobody thought they were going to win. The way the Miami Dolphins have been playing, nobody thought they were going to win.
Reverend Doctor, you convinced me.
So that's why Waddle's number 1.
I'm sold.
I was reaching, though. I was reaching.
Hey, you know what? To put a period on that, the game tonight, the Chiefs, because tight end day, watch Kelsey have about 10 catches.
Oh yeah.
Because I think
Listen,
they tell them to throw them the ball on tight end day. He gonna have about 10 catches. Watch.
it's not even going to be. I mean, I know we're not talking about the game tonight already, but it's not even going to be a game.
Okay, all right, come out.
Washington is such a mess right now.
We'll get to it later. I was just telling you about tight end day.
Okay, tight end day.
Why we never had wide receiver day? They need a wide receiver day.
Who made up tight end day? Where did that come from anyway?
The tight ends. It's brilliant marketing. I mean, they do a tight end university. Now they had a little special on TV, and they make this big deal about every, so often it's tight end day, and they get pub for it. They get publicity for it. So I ain't mad at them.
Guess who's watching right
and
now?
They balling.
Guess who's watching right now?
Who?
Maurice Hurst. Mo, what's going on? Mo said, man, you have to have some DBs on the count of the wide receivers. Good show. Hey, Mo, we bring you on one week. Listen, I'll bring you on. We'll bring you on. Just let us know when you're ready, when you're available, and we'll bring you on one week. Put you up there. We can have a back and forth. Yep, DBs against the wide receivers.
That's cool. That is
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for watching us, and you're watching. Hey, Mo, you're watching on Facebook right now. My Facebook page. Go over to Wideouts World on YouTube and subscribe. You'll be helping us out. So go to YouTube and subscribe to Wideouts World. What's up?
That's good stuff, man. Maybe think about tight ends. I played with what I think was the one that kind of kicked all this off. Ben Coates.
Ben Coates, yeah.
Man, Ben Coates was a bad tight end, man. That brother, all that you see now, Ben Coates was doing that back then.
Oh, he was killing them. Who was it? Marv Cook was the tight end when Ben Coates got there, right? I had several conversations with Ben Coates because he was discouraged because they were trying to keep Marvin, but obviously those of us who were on the team, we knew that Ben Coates had the talent. He'd get the ball in his hands and nobody could tackle him because he ran like a beast, and he could run too. He was fast too. Yeah. He was reckless and abandoned. Ben Coates was a bad boy, and he was discouraged. And I remember having a conversation with him, letting him know, because he started getting to the point where he didn't believe in himself. And I was like, Ben, you can play. Dude, listen, it's going to happen. When you get in, just play. They're going to see it, and they're going to have to put you in and start you. Just keep playing. And eventually it happened, and he started going to the Pro Bowls, and he called me one day and said, man, thanks. Because he had gotten to the point where he got discouraged and stopped believing in himself because they were trying to keep Marv Cook in. And he was better than Marv. Yeah,
bad
Marv
brother, man. Bad brother. That's all right.
Ben Winter Coates, Billy Bell said. Ben Winter Coates, yeah. And isn't that what they called him?
Yeah,
Ben Winter Coates?
His nickname with ESPN, with Berman.
Yeah.
Berman called him Ben Winter Coates.
Yep. That's who he was. All right, let's talk about this Eagles-Giants game. The Eagles are now 6-2. The Giants are now 2-6. And they lost Scatterboo. That was ugly. Did you see that?
Yeah, man.
That was a mess. I just reminded me, I turned to my wife and I looked at her, I said, man, I never had anything like that. I played 17 years, had a lot of stuff, a lot of plays, a lot of tackles. They say God takes care of babies and fools. I wasn't a baby.
Yeah, I mean, it was rough. So your Philadelphia Eagles, 38-20. You talked about it the week before with regards to what was the problem with the Eagles running game. And sure enough, to your credit, they came out and controlled the line of scrimmage. And to the point that the Giants coach even said that they came and just whooped them up front.
Yeah.
They had big push up front. Here's what I like. Not only did they run Barkley, they ran Bigsby. Now, Bigsby came in because of Barkley, but I've always thought when they traded for him to have that 1-2 punch, and they weren't doing it. So hopefully now they'll stick with that 1-2 punch for the most part. I don't know how hurt Barkley is.
He's got a groin. He said
a
strained groin, a little strain. But they have a bye this coming week, so he got a couple of weeks to get ready, get healthy.
Now, let's keep this in perspective. It was the New York Giants who's number 30 in total defense. Let's just keep this. Let's pump the brakes, as they say. But it was good to see Philly just kind of click on all cylinders. I will say this. This was an observation, and I want to see whether or not you noticed this. No A.J. Brown, But what I noticed, this was more of a formula, balanced formula that they've used when they reached the Super Bowl. They ran the ball. They had 20 passes and 33 runs.
And 33
more
runs,
of a balance.
Right.
He wasn't forcing the ball to Brown. Brown wasn't in the huddle saying, "Throw me the doggone ball," or nothing like that. So I think that's the formula. But I think he presses to get Brown the ball when Brown is in the huddle. I'm just throwing it out there. That's my theory.
I don't know if it happens in the huddle or not. I think it may happen more so with body language than anything else. I'm not so sure it happens on the sideline, even in terms of AJ Brown.
He pouts.
That's what I'm saying. But it's body language. It's his body language rather than spouting off at the mouth. He can see Jalen can see his body language. He can see that he's unhappy. Maybe he walks by him and doesn't talk to him or doesn't say his body language. I think more than anything during a game. But that balance. More run than pass is what the Eagles started doing last season after the bye. They were 2-2 and they were trying to figure out what was going on. They had the bye, they came back and they started running the ball more, using Saquon Barkley, getting that push up front. And Jalen only throwing the ball about 20 times a game. And that's what got them from 2-2 all the way to the Super Bowl. That formula right there. But also, I think something I saw with the passing game, and they're going. I mean, with the running game, was the stretch plays. That was the second play of the game. They had two tight ends on the right side and a slot on the left, and they were running a zone blocking stretch play to the right. And
pushed him all that way. He cut back.
But he cut it back.
Right?
Yeah, he cut it back. But they also did it from under center, where Barkley has time to see what's going on. And they also took the tackles. Watch what they did with the tackles now. They took the tackles, and I just happened to notice this. They took the tackles, and they used the tackles to double, and they married up and doubled the defensive tackles and slid up to the linebackers, which is something that they were not doing. They were going one-on-one with the tackles, and that was giving the linebackers space to jet up in between the empty spaces and get into the backfield.
Right.
But now they were blocking, marrying up together, shoulder to shoulder, double teaming the tackle, and sliding up, one coming off, sliding up to the backer and creating holes. So I think that's something that they need to do. Maybe they were doing one-on-one blocking last year and not so much the doubling the tackles and sliding up to the backers. But they can't do that right now because and Toth, who came in for Cam Jurgens in center, played a pretty good game yesterday. So they'll have some guys, Landon Dickerson coming back, Lane Johnson coming back. They got some rest. Maybe they can get Cam Jurgens should be back too after the bye. Maybe they can get that original line. That's 3/5 of their line. That's kind of banged up. They'll get those other 3/5 back, and they'll get back on track. But I think they found their groove, because it's 7 weeks into the season. You should see teams starting to separate themselves from the okay teams and the teams that are going to go and make a push, a run for the playoffs and on into the Super Bowl. And you see teams doing that right now. That's Kansas City starting to separate themselves, starting to play well. But it was defense is playing well. They sacked Dart 5 times. They just didn't give him any room. They rushed under control defensively, not giving him space to run and make plays with his legs like they did in the first game.
I was concerned about that.
Yeah,
I was concerned how they were going to handle him because he likes to run.
Yeah.
And he's elusive.
Yeah, they kept the pocket under control and still got 5 sacks. So, and he only completed 58.3% of his passes. He was not good. And Tank Bixby, that 1-2 punch, he was terrible at the beginning of the season because they had him returning kicks. He couldn't even catch the doggone ball. Couldn't catch the ball. So they found a niche for him. He can run too. He's got some elusiveness and he runs hard. At least in this game, he ran hard. So hopefully they found the groove, and we'll see more of the same coming right out of the bye. Cowboys, Broncos. Cowboys.
Man.
Cowboys they can't bust through a wet paper towel.
You had talked about him and you said, Dak was playing well. They had CD came back and Pickens. And we were like, okay, at least we're going to have some offensive power. I mean, firepower. Man, I was disgusted with this doggone game. I mean, the Broncos, the defense, they got after Dak. They
Yep,
got
they
after
did.
him.
Yep.
And here's the thing that was surprising to me. The Cowboys lost. They scored 24 points, and Broncos had 44. That's the the 8th straight time they've lost to Denver. I didn't know that someone had said. I was like, what? And here's the thing. They couldn't even take advantage. Surtain went out, and they Dallas couldn't even take advantage of that because of the rush.
Right.
They beat Dallas. For me, they beat Dallas in the first quarter. They punched them in the mouth. Dallas never recovered.
Right.
The run game, non-existent for the Cowboys. Both of the wide receivers. Here's the thing that's interesting. Both of them, they gave them 10 targets. They gave both of them 10 targets. They couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah, they just couldn't. It couldn't keep up with Bo Nix. They couldn't keep up. I mean, he started out. It looked like they were going to start out slow again, get off to a rough start because he threw that interception when he threw the ball behind Pat Bryant. But then the Broncos, that was on the 3rd offensive play. And then it looked like Denver was off to a slow start. But that changed because 4 TDs in the next 5 possessions. And that all happened in the first half. They went into halftime 20-10. The game was over 27-10. The game was over at that point. The game was over. Dallas just could not score enough points fast enough to keep. They weren't. And don't get me wrong, Dallas, their secondary is hurt. They lost. Elijah.
Stop saying that. Stop telling me everybody hurt.
They are, but I'm just saying they lost another starting corner a lot. The one that started in this game, Elijah Clark, he went down during the games.
Other teams are hurt.
That's like the Lions last year,
right? Yeah, Detroit. People are hurt, right?
And you would think that the Cowboys and Dak would be able to score points against Denver, but they just he threw 2 interceptions, and he hadn't thrown any interceptions in the 4 prior games.
And remember, he started having that look. I told you that look that he had. He had that look. You're like,
and they were killing themselves. They had 5 pre-snap penalties plus 2 pre-snap penalties that were declined, including a huge one on the 1-yard line. They had to settle for a field goal.
Well, the crowd noise wasn't that bad. I don't. The pre-snap penalties, I don't understand.
They're just undisciplined. And then Dallas couldn't stop Denver. This is what I wrote. Dallas couldn't stop Denver, the offense. When Schottenheimer, he opted to punt on 4th and 5 on the Dallas 44-yard line late in the 3rd quarter when they were trailing 30-17. He decided to punt, and it was over after that.
Yeah,
it was over. I think he should have went for it because it was over. You're down 30-17. What you got to lose? What you got? If you get the first down, it at least gives you a chance to hang in there and possibly make it a game. But when he decided to punt it, that was curtains after that.
And what do you think that tells the players? The players like, well, he gave up.
He thinks we can't get it. Yeah. The players probably went to him and said, "No, coach, maybe you should punt." But Dallas is 3-4-1, and not looking good. Not looking good. Their defense is they can't stop the run. They're not good against the pass. Their defense is bad.
But make it competitive, man. Make it competitive because that NFC East. It's going to be competitive coming down the stretch. So just make it competitive because you're in your conference, your division. It's going to come down to the wire.
But the Dallas offense does not have any wiggle room. They almost depending
Neither
on
does the rest of them. Neither does the rest of them.
They don't have any
outside of the Eagles
because they can't keep up with any. They can't stop anybody.
Yeah.
Their defense can't stop. I don't care if it's the worst offense in the league. They can't stop anybody. That's probably the worst defense Dallas has had, in the last 15 years.
Okay, well, they better start throwing the ball every down then.
Well, they have to throw the ball because they got to at least try to keep up.
Yeah.
They're playing keep up ball is what they're playing every week. We got to keep up with the opposing offense.
We said this last year. Dallas is what? a front runner. They're a front runner.
Yeah.
If they get behind, then they start pressing, and then you see all the holes. But if they get in the front, then they start with the swag, and then they start pimping and everything else. Take note. Take note.
Well, I don't even think they're a front runner this year because, like I said, the defense is so bad. I've never seen the defense this bad. They can't stop anybody, whether it's the run or the pass. And yes, they do have injuries. All their starting defensive backs are hurt.
Are they really hurt?
Maybe they're moonlighting. I don't know. maybe the moon.
Hey, we've seen it happen. We've seen it happen.
Hey, I wanted to talk to you about AJ Brown. What do you think about him? You know, they went to the last minute and finally said that he wasn't going to play because of a hamstring. Now, mind you this, because we'll have a few thoughts about it. So last season, he didn't play 17 games. He missed, I think it was 3 games, or maybe even 4 over the course of the season because of hamstring. His hamstring. Which one? I don't know. I don't know if it's the same one or not, because they never say which one it was. So he missed some games last year because of hamstring. In the playoffs, I think he missed a game because of hamstring. Comes into training camp this year and misses some time in training camp because of hamstring.
No.
Yes. Now, 7 games into the season, he misses a game because of a hamstring. Now, for me, I think you would agree with this. If I had a hamstring problem the latter part of the season, missed games last season, I'm going to deal with that hamstring during the off season. That's going to be my focus, particularly if it was a bad hamstring problem. But I'm going to deal with that so that I don't have that same issue the following season. Now, we know they won the Super Bowl. I don't know if he took some time off or if he was being lazy during the off season. But now he comes to training camp and training camp ain't hard. It's not like we used to do training camp. In training camp, he's taking time off because of a hamstring. And now into the season, he's missing games, or he missed a game because of a hamstring. Is that chronic? Is this something that
it's chronic?
It sounds chronic to me. It sounds chronic to me.
But he doesn't seem to be the most flexible person. Just watching him run and seeing,
right.
I don't see him being very flexible, which obviously can affect his hamstring.
Right.
But like you said, I mean, if it's chronic like that, I'm going to have every masseuse, every chiropractor. I'm going to have a whole team working that thing out so I don't have problems with it. And I don't know whether he's not doing that, but the results don't say that he is.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It shouldn't have, particularly in training camp. He shouldn't have had hamstring problems in training camp. For one, they're not doing a whole lot in training camp. And now he's in the season. So to me, it raises a red flag in my mind. I've never had hamstring problems. I have pulled a hamstring before, but I've never had hamstring problems. And when I pulled my hamstring, I think it was just a few weeks, and I was back in the flow. But I pulled my hamstring. We were out there running. Remember I pulled my hamstring? We were training. I pulled my hamstring during the off season, out there running with your behind, running around the track trying to keep up with you.
But here's the thing, Irv. I think you make a great point. They're not doing anything. And and we talked about this in terms of the training. You have to put and we don't have to tell these guys it. Some do it. You think about Henry from the Ravens when they've showed pictures of his workout.
Right.
That's what you need to do to get your body in shape to take all the abuse that it's going to take. Look at LeBron James. I mean, you see those guys really hitting it in the off season so they can get their body in condition. Now, because of how training camp is structured and you only have so many hours, these guys are not working out the same, so they're not stressing their body. So the minute you get in the game and you push the gas, your body's gonna say, "Hey, what you doing? Hey, what you doing?"
He's going to try to shift gears. He's going to mess around and blow a transmission. Trying to shift gears. Hey, Richard Melton's still in the house. Hey, Dawn, what's going on? Dawn said, "Hey, 3 of Broncos' 6 wins are out of NFC East. Giants got." Hush, Richard Melton.
That doesn't say a lot for the NFC East.
Oh Lord.
That doesn't say a lot about
He just
the
want to
team.
argue. He just wants to argue. That's all. He just wants to argue. Packers Steelers. That was interesting.
You know, I was okay. All right. So here's my notes on Green Bay at Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Green Bay came and punched them in the mouth early. I'm like, boy, they punching people. Now, Pittsburgh, think about it. When we play, we think Pittsburgh Ravens. What's the first thing you think about? Those two teams. You think about the defense.
Physicality, yeah, physical defense, yep.
Their defense is awful. Pittsburgh's defense is awful.
Well, the Steelers were up at halftime, 16-7.
Their defense is awful. They need to make a change. Here's why they need to make a change. The last 3 years, they have had their defense has been near the bottom. This year, what are they? They're number 30th in total yards. They allowed 386 yards per game. They did last against the pass. This is the third year for the defensive coordinator, Terrell Austin, who I played against. They need to make a change because this is not typical of a Pittsburgh defense with Tomlin.
Yeah,
and he's married to him because Tomlin is loyal. He's loyal. But now, at the end of the year, they're going to say, hey,
you ain't that loyal. If the results need to be Pittsburgh Steelers results.
Well, right now, it's not. They punched him in the mouth. He threw for 360 yards. Love did. 3 TDs, 0 sacks. On a
zero
defense.
sacks.
Let me tell you who's on the
interceptions.
defense. Let me remind you who's on defense. Hayward, Watt. You got Joey Porter. You have Ramsey. You have Slay. You have a good linebacker, Queen. They have the tools.
They all old. All of them old. They all old.
well,
they all old, man.
They're not that old that they can't perform.
They passed their prime. Darius Slade passed his prime, man.
Okay. Well, if you're gonna say they're old,
he's just picking up a paycheck.
Okay.
You know how they do when we get near the end of our career.
What about Watt? Watt's not old. Cam's
he is old.
Ramsey's not old. Come on,
listen,
man. All right.
Before the game, the story was Aaron Rodgers. Everybody talking about Aaron Rodgers going to play with Pittsburgh Steelers. He didn't play bad. But by the time the game was over, the story was Jordan Love. The story about Love. Listen. Okay. He caught fire in the second half. 20 straight pass completions at one point. 20 straight. Finished 29.
That's the defensive scheme, Irv.
Regardless, you still got to throw it and catch it. Love completed 20 straight passes at one point. Finished 29 of 37, like you said, 360 yards, 3 TDs, no interceptions, a 134.2 passer rating. In the second half, he was 16 of 19, 214 yards, and 2 TDs. Started the second half with 3 straight touchdown drives, followed by 2 more consecutive field goal drives. He put it on them. They were saying Aaron Rodgers who? Aaron Rodgers who? Yeah, Jordan Love, baby.
Okay, all right.
And then that was his dude, the tight end that you're talking about,
man.
Tucker Kraft. Week two, Tucker Kraft had on Thursday Night Football had 6 receptions, 124 yards, and 1 TD. Week 7, he had career high 7. Like you said, 7 receptions, 143 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Since the Green Bay Packers traded Devontae Adams, they've been looking for a number 1 receiver. They found it. It just so happens he's 6'5", 260 pounds, 24-year-old, and runs with rage when he catches the ball.
Irv, he took a slant to the house. The house.
He's got 469 receiving yards. That's the most of any Packer tight end in the history of the Packers in a 7-game stretch.
Where is he from?
First 7 games. That cat is on fire. Yes. He's a wide receiver. He just happened to be 6'5", 260. That's all. 24 years old.
Where he from?
I keep chunking it to him too. Keep chunking it to him, Love. He's a big boy.
South Dakota State.
South Dakota State. They just went.
South
They just
Dakota
went and found.
Dakota
They just went and
State
found him.
Jackrabbit. Wow.
Yeah, they did their research on that. Whoever got him did a good job. They watched. They went through a lot of film to get to him for sure.
Yeah.
South Dakota State. Well, he's balling. That cat is the truth. He led the league this past week in catches and yards and touchdowns. Bad week for receivers. Monday Night Football tonight.
Dun 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 dun.
The Commanders are at the Chiefs. The Commanders are 3-4. The Chiefs are 4-3.
Hey.
Uh-oh.
You know what? When I did just dun 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 dun, remember we grew up with dun 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 dun.
Dun-dun.
Do you?
Yeah.
Now they sing with Snoop and everything. Which one do
that.
you prefer? Which one do you prefer?
I prefer ours. It was simple. It was more dramatic. It's a show now. They got all that hoopla and the girls singing, and yeah, it's a show.
You don't like when Snoop come out and rap?
Snoop is. I like
Sunday
Snoop.
night?
I do
Sunday
like
night or
Snoop
Monday
though.
night? Yeah, he come out and rap.
I do like Snoop. Yeah, Snoop is. He's more popular now than ever.
Yeah,
He's more popular now than when he was. He's on The Voice and all. One of the judges. I think it's his second season on The Voice. He killing it right now. Every time you see him, he's on some commercial on a beach sipping Corona.
do it, Snoop.
Snoop
All right,
killing it, man.
So your Commanders and the Chiefs. Do I even have to watch this? Marcus
even-
Mariota, really? Come on, man.
Let me.
I don't even wanna
Marcus is Marcus Mariota playing tonight?
Yeah, James
Okay.
is not playing. He's at least he's not starting.
What did I
But
tell you about him
Marcus-
last week? What did I tell you about him last week? He cannot. This. I can't tell you who said this, but it's. He goes to. Somebody. You might figure it out. Okay, after I say this,
Don't
you'll
give
probably
up.
figure it out.
Don't give up your source.
I'm
Don't
not going to give
your
up my source, but you'll probably figure it out after I say this. So Mariota goes to a quarterback camp that's held by a very well-known former coach. And I was told by the coach, Mariota cannot throw the ball. He won the Heisman by running. That's how he won the Heisman. So when he's in the game and he has to throw the ball, and last week he got in the game when Jaden Daniels went down. He got in the game, and I looked at my wife and said he's going to throw an interception. And sure enough, 2 plays later he threw a pick
source. Don't be
six.
saying that.
He was laying on the ground on his back. They showed his face up close. He's on the ground on his back, looking like, oh my God, I don't believe I just did that. It's a problem. Listen, and plus, Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes he's got all his weapons back.
Yeah.
Last week they beat the Raiders, beat the brakes off of them, 286 yards, 3 TDs, a 126.6 passer rating. He's had 3+ TDs and 124+ passer rating 3 of the last 4 games. He's thrown for 255 yards plus 4 of the last 4 games. They're scoring 28+ points in the last 4 games. He's got Rashid Rice back, Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown. He's got all his weapons.
And he got his tight end.
I ain't mentioned the tight end. He got the mother cats back, and he is balling right now. And they're just about ready to shift gears. That's what it looks like. And their defense is playing well. The defense shut down. I mean, not that the Commanders had everything going on because they got some injuries. McLaurin's supposed to be back tonight. Supposed to be.
Yes.
But Debo was. I think he's
Debo's
banged
supposed
up.
to play as well.
Yeah, he's banged up coming back. They're giving up 37 points. They gave up 37 points to Dallas. They're giving up 24.3 points per game. That's 21st in the league. It's going to be ugly tonight, man. It's going to be ugly.
Don't say that.
Go to sleep at halftime. Go to sleep after the first quarter.
Dallas went 70 yards in 35 seconds against the Commanders. Where's the D? Remember the commercial? Where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
Where's the D?
Where's the D?
Where's the D? They're near the bottom.
Yeah.
But here's the thing with the Chiefs. We'll find out whether the Chiefs are shifting gears and hitting on all cylinders. You know who their next 4 games again? They got to go to Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
After this week, they go to Buffalo. They go to Denver, Indy at home, and then they go to Dallas. Dallas, whoever shows up for Dallas. But anyway,
Dallas.
I'm just saying they may give us
Dallas
a game.
out of it. That's a bye week. That's a homecoming game.
No, they got to go to at Dallas. You know, Dallas will get up and they'll get all pumped up. So they we'll find out exactly whether this is a Super Bowl contender or a pretender.
I think knowing Patrick Mahomes, knowing Andy Reid, and they've done this before. You know, they start out slow and pick up momentum and start playing well. That's kind of like their MO. They'll be in the playoffs, and you know when you get to the playoffs, you never know what's going to happen. It's win or go home. Win or go home. Yep. So, and what was impressive, was it last season? No, 2 seasons ago. They went on the road. They were the wild card week. They went on the road and won 3 straight games on the road. They beat the Ravens on the road. They beat the Bills on the road, and they beat Miami when they were playing good 2 years ago on the road, and then went to the Super Bowl and won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't put it past them. They're gonna win tonight. That's for sure. All of you, listen, all of y'all who want to bet tonight, you better bet on the Chiefs. I don't know what the over or under is, but take the over. Take the over, because whatever they predict them scoring, they're going to score more.
All right, you got the guy. There go Snoop. There go Snoop rapping.
We go Snoop
is all
rapping.
rapping.
And you know what else you need to? You know what else you need to bet too? Is an anytime interception by Mariota throwing tonight.
Oh wow! You giving them all the different.
Yeah, he's gonna throw. He's going. You can put a parlay together. They call it parlay. Put a parlay together. Put a parlay together. Mariota throwing an anytime interception.
First quarter.
First quarter.
You gonna say he's gonna throw a pick in first quarter?
Yeah, I'll say he's gonna throw one in the first quarter for sure.
Oh, you rough, man.
Yep.
Okay.
Y'all can parlay that, all right?
I just want to see a good game.
And I want a piece when, you know, I'm not playing anymore, so I can get a piece. 10%. 10%. 10% of win. All right, Billy Bell and Eddie Casper, I know y'all betting the games. Richard Melton, if you bet in the game. Dawn, if you bet in the games. I want 10% if y'all bet that Mariota anytime interception. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right, it's 8:03. Time to go watch the game. That's a wrap, brother. That's a wrap.
Yeah.
Yep. Shout out to y'all. Listen, don't forget to subscribe. Those of you who are watching on Facebook, my Facebook channel, go to YouTube. Search for Wide Outs World. That's Wide Outs, ', World. And please subscribe. He's I'll out you in. I'll out you in. Okay. I think you meant to write something else. Yeah, okay. It's not code. Look, Eddie Casper said, I'll be asleep at kickoff. It's kickoff now. They're kicking off now. You're not asleep yet. You're typing, writing in the comments. So you're not asleep yet. You'll watch a little bit of it.
Just give me a good game. Just give me a good game. That's all.
It's not going to be a good game. Okay. No, sir, not a better. Richie Melton said, no, sir, not a better. Okay, make a friendly bet. You don't have to bet money. Just whatever. You're welcome. Listen, we'll see y'all next week back here at Wide Outs World. I'm Irving Fryar. That's my co-host, Michael Timpson, right there. We'll see y'all next week. Same time, same place, same bat channel. We're out.
See ya.
This has been Wideout's World. Touchdown. The legends, Irving Fryar and Michael Timpson. Are you freaking kidding me? If it's football talk you're looking for, I think we've got you covered. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find us on YouTube at Wideouts World. See you next time.
Let's go! Let's go!